Yes, people, welcome back. Welcome back to the Nick and Dad podcast. Another Sunday, Hope everyone is all right. Daniel, you hear me?
Yeah. You hear my background? You know you hear my background.
No, everything's straight.
Okay.
Hope everybody, really straight, nice. The Sunday, another episode of the Nick and Dad podcast. What going on Sunday for you?
Yeah, madness. I'm Chelsea to regular life. But they are seeing we are going, you know,
Yeah,
they are podcast. I forgot on regardless. But people, bless upon yourself, you're checking in. God respect everybody who always checking in and what you sure you don't know. So let's
they have
hit
a
the
talk about
bus.
football.
Let's roll the leather, like what I say in Jamaica. Let's roll the
Ball
leather.
game. Ball game time. Innit? Yeah, ball
Remember,
game time, people.
remember they
Ball
back in
game
the
time.
day, we used to play ball on Sunday. One day my time, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what is it?
That time I would ask, we still a play ball. Right until we can't say ourselves. You get what I say? Them time you probably would have reached the last two teams on the corner if you play. You see, you call it six love. You want to make sure say when you play street football back in them time then, yeah, your team up on the pitch right around 6:30 because they know say yo that are gonna be the last two teams and where are gonna finish the night. Say a six love side and from there so the ball game get really really tough, yeah, especially when it get dark. Yeah, especially which we used to play at church lane where the church it is so huge that once the sun go below that church, that's it for us. There's no light. You get what I say?
Bad, where's that? Bad light, bad light.
Bad light, but yeah, we have to talk about, football itself, reggae boy football, global football, you don't know whatever the word spelled football, that's what they have to talk about. But I mean, week one of the big time is back, the Premier League, you know. A lot of league have started over the last couple of weeks ago, but this is one of the most marquee league in the world. A lot of people really, really looking forward for this league to start because this is like their time to release their mental stress, release all that depression mood just by watching the Premier League. I say, we kind of bypass the stage. One time, it used to be like that where we just feel like we couldn't go through a year without watching the Premier League. But I have so many stuff. I've grown. I have so many stuff that I can do. Without watching the Premier League and still be happy. There's so many leagues going on. There's different things outside of sports, entertainment, and all that. But I mean, you ready for the final, the start of the game?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So the referee can start the game now.
Yeah, man, kick it off.
The big time is back. The big time is back. The Premier League. What you enjoy. About the Premier League. What's some of the new stuff you saw over the weekend? Not just over the weekend, but since today and yesterday and Friday.
Um, Not really see nothing new, but as I said, that is me personally. My life is basically scheduled around scheduled around football. Basically, my life is scheduled around football. Like me, wake up from my day start from 4:30 in the morning, California time. Crazy,
That's
you get what I'm saying? That's the first game for me
that's
on the
that's the
weekend.
lunchtime kickoff in England.
Yes, 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. I wake up just to watch football. So
Yeah.
that for sure you say, yo, my life schedule around football. You get me? But not really seeing I'm just happy that all of the leagues them start back. Spanish, not just Premier League, the Spanish league, the Italian league. I was watching that. I was watching the Genoa Inter Milan game. Very excited. Out of all the games over the weekend, that game was the most exciting game for me. You get what I'm saying? So it's not just the
Yeah.
Premier League. You get me? The German Super Cup with Bayer Leverkusen and
And Stuttgart.
Stuttgart. Crazy. Like so
Crazy,
many. So
crazy.
I'm just excited that football is back. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And you know, just as a Chelsea fan, even though we lost this weekend, but as a neutral fan, just having the football to be able to
Yeah, just
watch
having the
it.
football, it's a stress. It's a relief of stress.
Yeah, just to watch it and be able to talk about right now. Here we come here now to speak about it and give us honest opinion about it. And as a football fan, we're just here to enjoy it and give
Yeah.
us opinion. Yeah.
I think one of the most exciting game that I watched was the League Cup. Philadelphia versus Mazaltan. That Philadelphia Union. Going to their back-to-back semi-final in that League Cup. That tournament where the Liga MX and the MLS team played. Um, Philadelphia went down with 10 man. They got a red card, and then after they scored, and the Mexican team equalized, and then the man came up with between the stick. Andre Blake, saved two of the penalty. To send Philadelphia Union for their back-to-back semi-final in this tournament. Last season it was Lionel Messi, the red Lionel Messi team, hit them out. Of the semi-final 4 at Subaru Park, but hopefully to see hopefully Andre Blake and Damien Lowe. Damien Lowe actually stepped up and scored a penalty, very calm and cool, yeah. But Brighton on top of the league. If the league should be done right now, Brighton would be the Premier League champion. Who would have predicted that? I think I think for me, Brighton have stole the show over the last 3 days in the Premier League, since Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think them, by winning with such an impressive margin of goals, that 31-year-old, manager and James Milner, it's just everything is just circling around, the media of how young is this coach, like 31 years old. That is ridiculous. I mean, I'm going to get there. But Daniel, before we move on though, Brighton on top of the league. You give them the league by now?
So right. If there's a Brighton fans out there, just calm now, cause say Brighton and Chelsea have this look. I don't know. I think it's Bright. I think it's Brighton. Most Brighton fans are push it on Twitter, but because to the saga with the Saicedo and the Cucurella and the Graham Potter, them kind of hate me. But all of it hate me when we are doing all these millions. You get what I'm saying? But we're Brighton and Chelsea have a just a local rivalry. Not big, But relax. It's easy. That's one game,
Yeah. But let's kick it off. The game. We'll start off with, the Hammers versus Villa. Reggae boy, Leon Daly versus, Mikel Antonio. We saw a huge mistake in that game. Huge mistake by the Reggae Boy International, to let Onana slip through on that near post to, put the ball in the back of the net for Aston Villa. But it was a very competitive game. I think, these two teams, should be competing again, for European spots. Yeah, West Ham and fall off sharp. But the start of the game, I was very impressed, with our player, Mikel, but I think he kind of lost the ball a little bit too cheaply at times. I think he had a very good, 20 minutes, but again, Julian Lopetegui, his style of play is still not fully integrated into this West Ham team. The players, they have fresh players that coming in. You have Rodriguez, you have Todibo, all these players that's coming in already. But I mean, your takes on this game, are very tactician in the last 20 minutes of the game that Unai Emery pulled off. But your insight on the game overall, especially with our players, Leon, I think Leon have played really well too.
Brilliant game. Brilliant game. As you said, tactical game, to have Spain, top coach right now in the game.
Yeah.
Antonio have a bad game yesterday. Yeah, it was bad. His overall game was very poor. His whole of play, his distribution, like he was a fault on the first goal from Aston Villa. Like his overall game was very bad today. I thought going forward, I think they're gonna go with Furcrew. Because I think yesterday was Antonio time to prove it. So he is the man. But he was disappointed. He was very disappointed. He was very frustrated. If I if I was a West Ham fan, I would be very frustrated with Antonio yesterday.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
what I'm saying? And Bailey and Adal have a very good game. Didn't really
Yeah,
do too
that
much.
chance that he got, I think he should have put that one away. I think he probably could have come a little bit slight in more on his left foot and put that ball, but the players were closing him down. But yeah, I think Mikel kind of start the game a you know, little bit better than how he finished it, but he lost the ball. He lost possession 10 times in that game, and when you playing under a Spanish coach, that's a lot. You understand? Two great coach, Julian and Unai, very good technician. But I think where Aston Villa won this game yesterday, Daniel, is when he made the substitutions and brought on Matson to play in that left wing back, and he kind of stretched the game wide left, and many times the ball keep going down on that left hand side to Matson, and that's where the game winning goal came from over on that side. So I
Yeah.
think it was a very genius move from Unai Emery, and I think the players them still getting in tune of what Lopetegui really want from them. But talking about Lopetegui, the man that who he took over from, David Moyes, you see a better gameplay and how West Ham, if they tried to play the possession game and try to be a little bit more proactive and play a little bit more higher than usual. Yesterday, Paqueta, he was playing right up there like a 4-4-2. Is either with Antonio or full group. Kudus of a brilliant game. He have created that chance on the back post, with the Rabona for Suchek. They waste a few chances as well that Kudus created, but Jared Bowen, he was a little bit below par. But I think the midfield hold up really well, but David Moyes versus Julian Lopetegui, the style of play, what's the difference? You see something that the West Ham fans will be looking to see Julian going forward.
His setup is different. Like he was playing a 4-3-3. With a
Yeah,
holding midfielder,
yeah,
with a DM Rodriguez coming
yeah.
from Red Betis.
Rabbit.
Yeah, so his setup was different. If that was David Moyes yesterday, it would have been a flat back five with three midfielder and two forwards. So his whole setup was very different. They was trying to be more proactive. They was trying to get on the ball. They was trying to attack more. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like Antonio kind of let them down yesterday because when they
Yeah,
need that outlet to
that
keep the
order to go
ball,
on the yes,
the
yes.
hold of the ball, he was letting down the team. So I think that over time they got the quality and the chemistry of the team gonna come together and they're gonna
Yeah,
improve. Yesterday is just the first game and see, but they have some quality player.
yeah.
Kudus is top quality,
Top,
top
top, top
quality,
quality.
and
Yeah.
and what's his name? Foku, I think if I was Lopetegui, I would go. How much as I love Antonio because he's a Jamaican international, but we have to be realistic. Foku is a better player than Antonio currently right now. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But that does not say because Antonio is a dude where you put him on the bench and then you put him on the next game and come score. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because him is
Yes.
a man over his whole career. He's always have to prove. So he is the man. You get what I'm saying? So yes, West Ham will be all right. It's just when will they click? When will that
Yeah.
team click?
Yeah. But even the last two games in last season, Mikel Antonio scored on Aston Villa at the London Stadium and bring back the game. That they drew that game and bring back the game at Villa Park. They lost 4-2 in that game. Leon Bailey also scored in that game. So I was expecting to see something, but Leon have took a few shots. Mikel Antonio 0 shots on target. Yeah, so it was very disappointed. And West Ham, talking about West Ham, West Ham next game will be at Sellers Park against a very looking good Crystal Palace team. And guess what, Daniel? West Ham have last two games against Crystal Palace, and Mikel Antonio has scored in those last two games as well. So you can say that okay, Crystal Palace is a team that he might like to score against. It's a London derby. Yeah. So I mean, moving forward though, you think Mikel Antonio will stay put at West Ham, by the end of the regular transfer season? I see that Wolves was reportedly looking at him, but with the 100,000 per week salary, not many mid-table teams will want to match that, especially at 34 year old at his declining rate at
How
this
much?
moment,
How much money, man?
like 100K a week.
Yeah, his demand's gonna have to go down a little bit. If it's all about football, his demand's gonna have to go down a little bit. But if it's just about the paycheck, then
Yeah,
he probably gonna stay put at West Ham and hopefully get his chances. But I feel like his chances gonna come smaller this season, especially
yeah,
because they got Danny Ings is the outer node number 9 as well.
yeah, yeah.
He came
Talking
on
about
as
that. Talking about the three strikers, 34, Mikel, Danny Ings, or 32, Fulkrug, 31. I don't understand. Where's the future? I mean, I saw, they previously wanted John Duran at the time, but, West Aston Villa didn't really want to let him go. Aston Villa wanted to keep John Duran, the Colombian. And I think Duran will be that, it would be a very good explosive striker, at West Ham, but they couldn't manage to get Mikel Antonio off the books, Danny Ings is there and big salary as well, coming from Aston Villa, so I don't know, man. I think
I
just
think I'm getting from West Ham. They're trying to compete right now. They want to
yeah,
get back into Europe. They
yeah,
wanna they wanna they won the Conference League. So I think they want to make another step. They was in the Europa League, and
yeah,
they're a big club. They have a nice stadium. So I
yeah.
think they're trying to win now. They're going for experienced players that can be able
I
to.
want to play in European football.
Yes, they see the success of playing in European football. They can attract players, and they're in a nice city, London. So I
Yeah, yeah,
think they're going for crew and these type of players. I think they want to win now. They actually want to win now.
yeah.
Yeah.
That looking at Aston Villa, Buendia and Ross Barkley didn't manage to get on the pitch. We spoke last weekend about the rotation of players, the squad depth of they going into the UEFA Champions League, and the importance of keeping the players fresh. Leon Bailey played around 73, 74 minutes yesterday. Will that be his mark, especially when us as a reggae boy fan want to see Leon play 90 minutes? Is he have enough in his tank to be playing week and week out in the Champions League and in the Premier League? Is that ready physically? I don't know yet. He's going to have to prove us that this season, but you think he might gonna have to get used to this more of a rotation, because last season, the last 1/4 of the season for Aston Villa, he played majority of these games 85 minutes and over. So in the conference, but the conference is a different caliber of fish when it comes down to the champion. It's a higher demand. It's a more intense tournament than the conference. But talking about rotation, no Barkley, no Buendia off the bench yesterday. Both of them sat and looking and watch their team winning at London Stadium. Is this team, you think they kind of have this like a little depth more than Newcastle that they did last season against AC Milan, Dortmund, and Paris Saint-Germain?
Um. No, I think they. But I'm gonna give Una Emery credit though. He's a brilliant coach, brilliant tactical coach. I think he have experience in Europe, so I think
Yeah,
he don't quote them out. But if we might look on their squad right now and say they're gonna struggle, like I thought yesterday West Ham was gonna beat them. Going to
yeah,
West Ham yesterday
yeah,
away, I
yeah.
thought West Ham was gonna beat
And
them.
that's Liam Day the first time beating West Ham United at West Ham too.
Yes, so I think don't count them out. They have a good coach. Sometimes people might look at the squad, but you don't know what's having a good coach can do sometimes. You get what I'm saying? A good coach can do wonders. But Bailey, as far as Bailey target with minutes and thing, I think
Yeah,
Bailey should I think Bailey should be pushing to play every game, full
yeah,
90 minutes. That's what brings you to the next level,
yeah,
to that elite level. Play
yeah,
every game, full 90 minutes. Ronaldo does it. Messi does it. Kylian
Saka.
Mbappe, Kylian Mbappe does it. Vinicius Jr. does it.
Yeah.
Bellingham does that. These elite superstars. Saka does it. Salah does it every weekend, week in, week out. This coming off target thing now. We want to see him playing full 90 minutes every game. You get what I'm saying? That's how you become elite. You
Yeah.
get me? That's all you get to involve in making an assist every game. That's all. Because if you're in the game, you're gonna possibility to score at any moment. If you stay on the if you play a full 90 minutes every game. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You shouldn't be trying to come off. You
I
should be
think
trying to stay on the
I,
field.
I think in this Aston Villa ranks, with the players, I think Leon Bailey and Watkins is the first two names should be
They are
and and
barely
and and
they
Emmy
are
and Emmy. The three
yeah.
the three names that should be would be on the starting lineup every time Unai Emery is writing that, or whoever writing down that starting lineup, Emmy Martinez, Ole Watkins and Leon Bailey. I think those three players, that's their team.
Yeah.
I think those three are the real leaders in the team. Mings is out. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mings is still out. But I think those three players, especially two up front, Aston Villa will be looking again for Leon Bailey to hit those marks and go even higher. Aston Villa fans are going to demand more from Ole Watkins. He had a poor game yesterday. He had a poor game yesterday. He run the channels. He tried to get beyond, the West Ham backline, but at times West Ham were playing a little bit too deep. So it was a little bit hard to break them down when they sat really deep. But obvious, I've said, every transfer market, West Ham bring in a new striker to replace Mikel Antonio. Well, we don't know. Let's see if this is the last time out. Is luck going to ride? He has 12 months left back and his contract with West Ham. I think Mikel Antonio going to ride this out, man. I think he's going to stay put and call it that big wage because anywhere else is he going? And if he's going to stay in the Premier League, Crystal Palace want him at one point, Wolves were looking at him at one point. If he's going to stay in the Premier League, he's going to get have to cut his salary down to probably like 50, probably 1/6. Who knows? I think if he need a bumper raise, he probably going to come over here in the Americas region, or he gets shipped out to the Middle East. Brazilino, Ricardo Emery is focused on rotation and longevity, especially with the league, yeah, and the cups and the Champions League. What do you think about that, Daniel?
About what?
Brazilino comment, Ricardo, he said Emery is focused on rotation and longevity, especially with the league, cups, and Champions League.
No, the league just the season just start. You know, the season just start. Let's focus on what ahead, game by
Yeah,
game. You get what I'm saying? The league just start. We cannot be talking about rotation right now. The players is the fittest they are right now
yeah,
at the
yeah,
first part of the season. You get what I'm saying? When the Champions League and the League Cup and those things start to come up, you need to
yeah.
start to think about that. At this moment right now, you need to be playing your first your best team at the moment right now. You get what I'm saying? And I want to see Bailey playing 10 games straight. Don't come off at the field.
Would
Unless
you
you
want
have
to
a
see?
bad game.
Would you want to see him start in the EFL Cup, or give him a rest in the EFL
I,
Cups?
I give him a rest. I'm bring him on. In the
Because
bring him
they
on.
they will play in three competition coming next month: EFL Cup,
Bring him
Champions
on
League,
game.
and Premier League.
Give him a rest. I'm bring him on. Bring him on in the last 20, 20, 30 minutes. You know. But in the
Bro,
Premier League, I want to see him play a whole 90 minutes.
yeah, this going to be a very demanding. We you see how we kept emphasizing on it. This season is going to be a very demanding season for Leon. The Aston Villa fan, they can turn against you on the snap, just like that. When you look around across the league, many other teams, their top goal scorer have get off the mark. Ole Watkins and Leon Bailey, they need to get the goals as fast as possible, especially coming up in the busy period after the international break. But take one more, and then Brazilians say it's not about how long you play, it's how effective you are. That is how Emery view the game. Yeah, I think you correct on that. Brazilina is so you affect the game for Una Emery. As soon as you think that, look, use like a liability, to his tactics that he really want to carry out, during the game, during that period of the moment, he will probably going to sub you off. It doesn't matter who he is, and he did it yesterday. He took that, his main players yesterday. And you have a few signing that I would say Buendia is like a new signing, with Ross Barkley, because Buendia was out for majority of the period last season. And obviously, look, before we move off this topic, West Ham, this is the best I think West Ham have done in a good while. You remember that transfer period where they brought in Payet, where they were at Upton Park, where they brought in Payet.
Payet. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I think this is one of their most important transfer window that they ever like spend and bring in players. Rodriguez, the player that Avi said, Somerville. What do you think about that kid that coming from Leeds, Somerville? I think he's a
Somerville.
very good winger. Yeah, I think he's a very good winger.
Yeah, I think he's a top player. Chelsea was linked with him, and
Yeah.
he was one of the best winger in championship last season.
Last
So
season, yeah.
yeah, so very good player. Very excited. Can beat one on
Very
one.
quick.
Very quick. So yeah, I think West Ham never normally used to play with wingers because of the way David Moyes want to play. I think David
Yeah,
Moyes was a wing back,
yeah,
but having wingers now should able to give them with
yeah,
you can expect going forward you might have more Mohamed Kudus on one side and Somerville on the other side. So it's very excited. Every
yeah.
year the Premier League involved and get these smaller teams are very improving. Like you have to step
Yeah.
up a game.
Definitely. We saw, Bournemouth bringing in big time strikers as well to replace Dominic Solanke. So these teams are improving. A lot more funds, are coming into the league. These teams in the lower half of the table, they can spend a lot of money. What Wolves will be doing with Pedro Neto money. Brentford is looking to offload, Ivan Tony. Many people speculating that Ivan Tony will be moving to the Middle East. But yeah, I think very good business, by West Ham and owner and their chairman and the technical director, to get people in. I could say to what's his name, Nolan, has been doing some really good work behind the scene as well for West Ham. So yeah, look to see about West Ham playing back, conference Europa League, but it's good. Yeah, I think Europa League will be tough, but I think they should be sniffing around that spot to qualify for the conference league. I think we have, we obviously, Guido Rodriguez in a solid CDM from Betis, very good signing. I think that's a very excellent signing for them. I think they kind of lack depth there as well, and they brought in a player to bring. I think, by signing, Guido Rodriguez, that kind of free up Paqueta a little bit more, where he has more body, behind him, where he can just going forward and try to do the samba and produce. And I think Paqueta as well, he's going to be calling for a lot more goals, especially, when Jared Bowen is not scoring. Kudos. These players going to have to score more goals.
What happened to James Ward-Prowse?
I don't know, man. I don't know what if the coach doesn't fancy him or what, but I don't know. He don't really play much minutes, in the preseason. I was watching a lot of preseason game because they were here in the US, and
You
I
might
don't
as
know.
well go back. Might as well head back to Southampton because they're back in the Premier League. Yeah, but
You
that's
think
crazy.
so? You think
Yeah,
so?
because if you're gonna, James Ward-Prowse is quality. He's
Yeah,
quality. You get
yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah.
So
But I mean, I'm looking forward to James Ward-Prowse getting more minutes. But can he get into this team? That's the biggest thing. Can he get into this team?
it's a long
I,
season. So
I seen him trying to to do a little thing like to create a little bit chance in the back end of the game, but just didn't work. He didn't really get a lot of time on the ball yesterday. I think in the last 15 minutes, when he came on, I think, Aston Villa just took the game away from them. I think Aston Villa, their changes were brilliant, as I said. The Unai Emery, the tactician that he have done, the work that he have done the last, 3 quarters of the game, it's like,
And
it's
they
unbelievable what he done.
and West Ham they still have Alvarez to come back as well.
Yeah, they still have, Ed Alvarez, that hamstring injury that he picked up against the Reggae Boys. He's still real back. But, I mean, moving on, though, we're going to move on from that. The lunchtime kickoff, the game that you watch Saturday, yesterday, 4:30 a.m. Central in California time. What happened in the game? What happened? Mo Salah have hit the net again. Mo Salah scored the most opening day goal in the Premier League. He's like, it doesn't matter if this guy cut his ear. It doesn't matter if this guy plays centre forward. It doesn't matter if he have the afro. It just seems like he just will never stop scoring. I think after Mo Salah leave Liverpool, whatever you're talking about, the wingers in the Premier League and the top players that representing in the Premier League since 1991 until when Mo Salah leave the league, you're going to have to call the Egyptian name. You're going to have to call. He's a legend, in the Premier League, especially for Liverpool. What he have done is this man have been consistently scoring goals after goals, game after game, 90 minutes after 90 minutes. But Omari Hutchinson, a poor game yesterday from the Ipswich
Really?
Town. Yeah, I think he had a
That's
poor
hard.
game, Daniel.
That's
I
harsh.
think he played coward.
That's harsh. That's
What
harsh.
you said? What? All right. Sums up his game.
That's
I
harsh.
think he. I think he played. I think he
Nah,
played coward
that's
yesterday.
harsh. Nah,
I
that's
think
harsh.
I need him. I need him to be getting more on those Liverpool's fullback, especially
First
when he's
game,
switching wing.
first game in the Premier League against
Yeah.
one of the title challenger.
Cantona, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Miss,
Yeah.
you get me? So you could have. When we do yesterday, I expected nothing. I know he was gonna be timid. I know when he get opportunity, he was gonna flop it. But come on, you have one of the biggest club turning up at your home ground in the Premier League. You can't
Yeah.
expect them to do too much. You get me? I know.
Yeah.
Second half, I said second half. First half they play great. The whole team play brilliant. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I know, I said to a man, say, yo, Liverpool come turn it up in the second half now. And they come back and did and control the whole game. You get what I'm saying? Nah, man, that's harsh, man.
What about the 1v1 that he got away with Trent Alexander-Arnold where he cut in on his left foot on fire?
This is the Premier League and there's no room for error. He's still inexperienced and he's still gonna have to learn. I'm not gonna beat him against team like Liverpool City. Liverpool City. You get what I'm saying? When the stage is big, you get me? I want to see what I'm gonna do against the lesser teams. Then, not he's start getting experience over to the season, and he start to gain that confidence. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never really expect no from Hutchinson yesterday. No, expectation too high for him, man.
I was expecting him to go a little bit more forward, especially when you play against a Liverpool team, you're going to get space as a winger. Robertson and especially Trent Alexander-Arnold, they will be pushing up the field. So I was expecting him to be a lot more brave. But again, you're right. This is his first game. Can't beat him. Liverpool, a well-organized team. Ipswich Town, some of those players in that squad played in League One a few seasons back. Majority of these players, played in the Championship last season. They made a few signings, They signed that very good potential player, Greaves from All City. They signed Shimmery, one of the most proven striker in Championship last season, as well. But I don't think that kid that start, Delap, the striker, coming from Manchester, I don't think he will be the starting striker for them. I think, they need someone with a much bigger body, a bigger frame. Where those players, for Ipswich Town, I think it's Chaplin and Omar Hutchins to play behind the striker, I say with a 3-5-2. They need someone, whenever he get the ball will stick. And I think the young player yesterday, he was a little bit off. But again, when you come up in against two big central defenders that with over 6'3", 6'4", Kwanzaa and Van Dijk, you have you have nowhere to go. You understand? But I mean, let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. But his next game, guess what? His next game. His next game will be at the Etihad Stadium.
That's so. That's so
That his
unfortunate.
next game will be at Etihad Stadium.
As a
So get
promo,
used to it. This is the Premier League.
as
This
a
is the
promote,
Premier League.
as a promoted team, they're so unlucky to get two of the best team in the league. That's back to back defeat, guaranteed, dear sir.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, their season don't start until the third match there. Their season don't start on the third match there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that is so unfortunately, but can't really judge them off of those two games. You have to we judge them off of smaller teams, and you get what I'm saying. Can't really judge them.
So their next game will be at Etihad, and then they will play Wimbledon. The London team. The EFL Cup, and then they will play Fulham, and then after that is the international break. They have some very good teams. After Manchester City, the EFL Cup, Wimbledon, away, home to Fulham, away at the Amex against Brighton, away, to St. Mary's Park, to Southampton, a newly promoted team as well. Home to Aston Villa, away to West Ham. So they have some games that they're really coming up that they have fighting chance. Teams that's naturally not a top six club. Yeah, I could top four clubs like the main teams like Liverpool, Chelsea, United. Those teams. But their next big game will be in November the 9th. So their next big game is against Tottenham, and then after that they will play United. So you see that after next week, they will have a run of games that okay, it's Aston Villa, a team that finished in the Champions League spot. Yeah, West Ham, a team that won European competition, but West Ham, Southampton, Fulham, Brighton, Crystal Palace. These games, they were looking at these games like, yo, we can get something from this game. But I think one of the key things though, and I don't doubt Kieran McKenna because I think he's a very, very good coach. They're going to have to pick up points quick. It can get very dusty down there, especially when you're newly promoted. You don't really want to be spending a whole lot of time trying to fight for points in the first 10 minutes in the first 10 games in the Premier League. 'Cause if you don't pick up enough points in the first 10 to 15 games in the Premier League, you know what can happen. Yeah, you sign many times in the Premier League. So hopefully, they can turn the table around, coming in. After, I will see them picking up points after the international break. I mean, Liverpool, no see them, Gravenberch, Shabazai, and McAllister. You see that midfield can win the Premier League for Liverpool this season? You
No,
don't just natural see them.
no, they're gonna have to figure out and get someone else in there as well. They need an extra body. I know they was trying to get that Zimmermandy from Real Sociedad, and that,
Yeah,
that deal
that would be a beautiful addition.
yeah, that deal fall through. I think they should try somewhere else. I don't think the midfield is enough. I think they're gonna have a good season, but I think in the long run they're gonna fall short. I
Yeah,
remember they're in the Champions League as well this season, so
yeah, yeah,
it's gonna be a long season. Injuries always right around the corner. You get me? So um, they're gonna have to bring in some extra body. They have not make any signings all season.
season.
No.
Like what is really going on? And then Trent Alexander-Arnold is looking over his shoulder, looking at, can I sign for Real Madrid coming up in the next few summer? You
They
know,
still have a good. The thing is that they still have a good squad. They still have a
yeah,
good team.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Klopp lead them back with a good team, but they
I
just
think,
need they just need to put some pieces. They need to have some pieces, some good quality pieces. Because if Salah get injured, you know, if
yeah,
if if McAllister get injured, who will come in can recover them? They still have Hendo. They have a decent season, but they still need
Jones and
better.
Elliott.
Yeah, no, you
Nunes
know.
didn't play yesterday. He brought up, Gakpo, Timiskas. Bradley and Konate off the bench yesterday. Um,
Yep.
I think in this team, Mo Salah will get his numbers, but I think they miss that prop midfield. They miss that Gigi Wijnaldum. They miss that Endo, the presence, that leadership.
Fabinho.
Yeah, that Fabinho. I think that midfield tree, it was a brilliant midfield tree of what Klopp wanted and the demand that he demanded from his midfield tree. But I think Arne Slot is a very good coach. You could see his ideas, what he want this team to play, how he want the midfield to look in preseason. No, you saw it against Ipswich. So I think they will do make noise in the Premier League, but I genuinely think it's a two-horse race as less Liverpool. I think Liverpool is that team that can break into the top two this season, give Manchester City and Arsenal a fight, give them a run for their money. But I think they're going to have to pick up some points. It's going to be Anfield have to be that fortress again where they don't lose that game. And Liverpool have this thing, Daniel, that happened last season. They concede too much goals at first. I think that's one of the biggest problem. Arne Slot. I think they in the top five in the Premier League last season have conceded goals first and coming back. They have that habit that they done it last season. I think defensively, it probably showed that Robertson, Konsa, Van Dijk, and Alexander
Konate.
Arnold. Yeah, that's his back four. It seems that it cannot Canota is out of favor. Yeah, so I think this squad is not really deep enough. But when you have that midfield three, Sablazai, McAllister, Gravenberg, and then you're looking to bring in someone to try to give that midfield a kick. You saw Elliott, you saw Jones. It's not good enough. Endo, it's not good enough. Compare Arsenal just going to sign the Spaniard Merino. Look at City. Kovacic, very good today for Manchester City against Chelsea. I mean, so I don't know if you have anything else that you want to add. Moving forward, Omar Hutchinson, or Liverpool, or anything across that game that played.
No, I think Omar Hutchinson, his time will come. I think these two games for them is just a bypass, and I'm not really anything he do score assist is a bonus, but
Yeah.
his season does not start until the third match there.
After
But
the international break, hopefully we
after
can
the
see him.
international,
Hopefully we can see him. Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully, but yeah, I think yeah, his season doesn't start yet. Their season don't start it. Their season start until after the international break, and let's see who come back. Let's see who come back
Yeah.
from there. But yeah,
Let's get some comment. DR said you don't know football, bro. All the team in April is the title challengers. What the hell DR is talking about? So
who
you
don't
telling
know
me that
football?
who are you telling me about? Ipswich Town is a title challengers? Nottingham Forest, a team that spend most of their time in the relegation zone, is a title challengers. Better you said the Premier League, the lower half of the teams down there is very competitive. Don't tell me that that is some BS stuff that you're saying right there. I'm not agreeing with you.
Wait,
That is
what do you mean by all the team in the title? What do you mean all of
you
them?
don't know football, bro. Our team in the EPL is the title challengers. I don't know.
No, that's you're wrong, bro. There's no way. So you tell me, say, so you are say Ipswich Town will just get promoted. It's on the same level as Man City. Make that make sense to you?
No, can't be. Southampton just got promoted. What are you talking about?
Are they on the same level as Arsenal? That's
That's
what they
mad.
have. Before the season start, you have all the top journalists and the top pundits that have their prediction, and they say when them say Man City are gonna win the league,
Bro,
just like me have my prediction. I'm gonna say Man City are gonna win the league. There's a reason why they are going to win the league because they're the best team in the league. There's the best team I've been over the last 10 years. You get what I'm saying? They build their reputation. No, all the team in the league can be title challengers. That don't make no sense. That just don't make no sense.
that is a question to answer plus with an Advil.
And then him gonna say we don't know football. And I
Yeah,
try to
like
make it. like I back up your statement. I say a statement
No,
is factual.
we will never agree with that. You know, fam, you know, with all respect, you know, really respect your comment, but we will never accept that you said all the teams in the EPL are title challengers. You said title. You put title challengers. No way. You telling me that. So over there in La Liga, Mallorca, because they drew with Real Madrid, they are title challengers. Man, get that hell out of here. You know, but but you know, obvious, you know, William said Ipswich played well. You know, they have a good young coach in Kieran McKenna. You know, he have done an interview, Daniel, and he has said that I have never heard this where a coach, newly promoted coach into the Premier League, said that he's building his team to be a Premier League team and a team that can go down and keep their players and bounce back up. Difficult is that because it's going to be a very difficult team to build and buy players. Because when you're in the Premier League, players need amount of salary. Yeah, we saw what happened with Newcastle team. They they done that before where under Mike Ashley. You remember when Newcastle got relegated and they kept literally all their players in the championship and paying those players Premier League wages. There's not enough money to pay teams to play players in the championship with Premier League salary. It's just not enough. We saw a reggae boy Jamal was on Premier League salary for Bournemouth, and guess what? It was problem for Jamal to get a team to sign him in the championship, as he have to take a pay cut for with Sheffield Wednesday. Man have to take a pay cut because not many teams going to match your Premier League salary. You know, the TV rights is not as huge as in the Premier League. The sponsorship is not as huge. No, a little bit more funds are being generated, in the championship this season. But I think Kieran is a very good coach, and I respect him. And back-to-back promotion from League One, to Championship. Wow, what a work! Formerly have Jose Mourinho assistant coach. So them can't say I Pep Guardiola alone. I bring two coach. Jose have a coach. I'm impressed with Hutchinson defensive work. Yeah, I must say that, I think we missed out on that, Daniel. I think Hutchinson defensively, he was solid, he was tracking back, and you could see that he's a two-way player, and to survive in the Premier League, you have to be a two-way winger, where it's just not your end product in the final third of the attacking team. Yeah, it is the defensive work as well. You remember when Jose Mourinho and Eden Hazard clashed with that, where Jose want Eden Hazard to trap back and Hazard say, look, defensive is not my job. I need to be up in that final third where I can create, for the team. But yeah, I think, overall, I think what we saw for, the young boy Omari, he did in championship last season. His body build, have grown massively more. He have put on a lot more muscle. So he look a bit more fitter. So, it's a long season. They will play the EFL Cup as well, and they will take part in the FA Cup. So he will be looking to get up there, the 30 games a season. Moving on, at GTEC Stadium, Crystal Palace man have own goal by Ethan Pinnock, Daniel, something that
Yeah, yo, yo. You so me see that one goal there, you will think about the same time. I say, watch out. Watch out. We have big up the one now before the season starts because they're going to score one goal. Almighty God.
Ethan, the game that I watched Ethan Pinnock, against Crystal Palace. Position wise, defending, he was so poor in that game. Big up yourself,
You
Daniel,
know,
just about him. He
you
was.
know, who to blame him on that goal. I
No,
think
I
the
not blame him,
defense.
just I blame him overall
No,
performance.
no, but I think it's the defender. There's no way you should make a man so small win the ball over you.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And Pinnock is in an accurate position. You get
Yeah.
me? I think his left back let him down. You make a
Yeah.
smaller man hit the ball over him. You get me? So it's just one of those things, as a defender, it's always possible of scoring your own goal. But yeah, just unfortunately situation.
What you takes of this Crystal Palace team? This Crystal Palace team under Glazner, the Austrian. it just seems like a team that they finished the second half of the season really really well. Mateta was on charge in the last part of that season, but with no Olise, you think that Ishmael Assar is that perfect fit, is that perfect body to replace Olise for 15
Yeah,
million back from Marseille? But
yeah,
different type of player though.
yeah, different type of player, but something. What do you expect? You don't really expect them to go out and splash big. I think I like how they set up.
Yeah,
When Rusty did it, they just parked the bus. But now they start to play football. They look very attacking. That's
yeah,
one thing I like about them. Very attacking. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they like to go forward. And unfortunately, their boy
You know,
Tete have come off today because I'm tired. Have come off. Tete come off. So I think
hey, Jordan, are you lucky you never get a red card? If that, yo, you see, because the VAR has upgraded and changed some of the rules last
yeah,
season, you
that
saw
was
that
a bit.
Jordan Ayew, he would have get a red card for that
Yeah.
challenge. I think that would have been a red card last season. But I think I love that they changed a lot of the rules, but I think overall though, look, Brentford and Ethan Pinnock, the team it did unbalance, I think Avis have said it, obviously, I said Brentford played without leader and the talisman, Tony. You know, I think they could have beat Crystal Palace without Ivan Tony, especially when you have Mbuema and Wissa. Those two players, it has to be frustrating to defend those two. You just never know where those players going to pop up, especially Wissa. Yeah, but I think, as I was saying, I think Ethan Pinnock, his position, it was just poor. That's not Ethan Pinnock. Ethan Pinnock usually be in the right spot at the right time. Yeah, and I think they got an opportunity where I don't remember who kicked the ball. Ethan Pinnock was right there to give him, right there in the box to give him, and open throw the ball in an open goal. Dean Henderson, could have never stopped that if the player would have laid off the ball, get Ethan Pinnock. But I mean, I think I see this Thomas Frank team, very average Thomas Frank team. I think this team need probably
What's
it should
going
have
on
need a
with
probably
Tony?
number. I don't know, man. I heard that you link with Ali over there in the Middle East in the Saudi Pro League, But I think this Thomas Frank team, it's very average. They didn't really come out with this bite that they usually have. I think the midfield they need that spark. It's all about what the German Scheide and Wissa and Boema can do. I think they need that natural number 10, that someone that going to create for those three players. Time and time, teams going to get used to what Brentford doing, build up and try to hit the teams down both flanks. That's where most of the attacks come from. I mean, what you think though about this mixed bag of potential players at Crystal Palace have? Eze had a poor game. You see this team can quality and can challenge and finish in the top half of the table because they finish the season strong. Crystal
Yeah.
Palace.
Once again, I think they have a good team if they can keep on to a couple of their stars. If they can keep on to Esse and Gueye. I think
Yeah,
if and Anderson linked to Fulham as well.
yeah,
I think if they can keep their players, they could do good and able to try to bring in a couple of players. Spend that always say money. Get another winger. I'm not sure.
yeah,
I'm not, and yeah, I think they'll be all right. Coach is quality. It's quality. He
yeah,
play very compare to what they used to play under Rogers and to
yeah.
what they're playing now
Yeah, I
is
think I think this
total
I think this coach are bringing a different type of football to their team,
different type of football. They look attacking. They look
and
flexible.
they look well organized as well.
Well organized. Your boy Tete, Mateta.
Mateta.
The man look like R9 Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo. Man just
I don't even say that. I don't even say that. I bet you say look like
the
Julie
man shirt,
Baptista.
the man shirt tucked in them pants. Man shirt. What a country, where a country man I come from, man. You know them. Yeah, remember back in the days you was Jamaica Premier League. I used to see a striker come from one country team, just big and thick and and exactly how Tete look.
Like a Newton Sterling.
But he
Yeah.
been quality, you know, bring
Yeah.
France to the gold medal final and then they got silver. But
But
I think Crystal Palace will be alright.
Well,
They'll be
I
good.
think Crystal Palace team is quality because when you look at the starting lineup in the midfield, the young Wharton that went to the Euros for England and huge, a very experienced player at this level, and then you have to remember the Corey and what's his name and Jefferson Lerma, the Colombian, didn't start in the game. Ishmael Assar didn't start. Edward. So I think they have some quality players that came off the bench, and I think because they have such a deeper bench they could bring on some more players and eventually they get the job done and get the win.
Yeah.
Yeah. So move on. But before I move on though, Carvalho, the young player that Brentford most expensive summer sign, the second most expensive. What do you think? That's the addition of him to be an explosive winger.
Very surprising that Liverpool said. Like I think he could have able to come in. I think squad depth. I think
Yeah.
he's a quality player. Very surprised. If it never worked out, he left Fulham. Very surprised they sell him Liverpool. But I think he's gonna be good for Brentford. Brentford don't normally sign those type of technician.
Yeah.
This a big, very big team, very set piece team. Counter attack. Something different than normally what they would have normally signed.
Yeah.
I think he could come in and become a very important player for them because, as I said, they don't tend to sign those type of player. So I think he can come
Yeah.
in and be a very
They're more
technical,
assistant player.
technical player, able to set up chances, and I think I could see him playing right behind what's his boy, them two
You think
boy
he
there.
could play that number 10?
I think he's gonna play that number 10, right behind
I
them
think
10,
I
them
think
two.
that's where I think over the years, Brentford have locked that player. That player
A
that could
creative player.
that magic. A player like Eze, like
No,
a player like
they did have Ericsson. Remember a season
yeah,
Ericsson?
but you see, they had Ericsson, but that was that Ericsson was coming off that illness, that chest, the heart problem,
I
But
mean, they have
but
a
you
good
could
season
but
though.
you could see the difference. You see the difference that Ericsson did in that season, that just the half a season, a big difference. I
Yeah.
think they need to go out and buy that player. Hey, hey, Thomas Frank, listen to me. May I talk to Thomas Frank, the Danish. A Reggae Boy International just signed in the Danish league, yeah? Norman Campbell for Randers. Please look at him. I think he will be a very good addition because I know you like to sign players that are coming from the Danish league. So please look at
One
Norman
thing,
Campbell.
one thing that man, I love Danish players. I mean, yeah,
Eh?
man. The man, if him could have the whole team of Danish players, he'd have the whole team. Yeah, man.
Which player? Which player is a really talented player now that we saw for Denmark? Hmm. That player. You remember that player Dijberg? That used to play for Ajax and was at Celta Vigo, I think.
Yeah.
He just seems like he just dropped off a farm.
He
You know,
did pick up a really bad injury, and after
And they
that
used to
he
have,
just
I think they used to have this player that played for one of those Danish teams. I think he's Cisco, and he went to Celta Vigo as well. I think they have some very good players. But yeah, big up to Norman Campbell. Just got signed. For Rangers in the Danish Super League. But we're going to move on from the Ethan Pinnock. Hopefully he can have some better game next out. I think their next game will be away to Liverpool. Wow. Does get better from here. Yeah, the next game will be away to Liverpool, bro, and they will play away to Colchester the in the EFL Championship, in the EFL Cup. But we're going to move on and talk about the top two teams. Arsenal and Manchester City, Daniel. Two teams float the block. Not one look very comfortable, and the next one kinda look as if they still trying to find their rhythm. the Gunners, beat Wolverhampton at the Emirates Stadium 3 points. I think it's a very good 3 points because I think the Gunners have some tricky games coming up. I mean, Wolves have created some opportunity in that game, but I mean, the Gunners, they kind of look like, they were off the pace in that game. What you think about the Gunners in that game?
Um, I don't think I don't think they improved, and I don't think they got bad. I think that they're still on that same level. I still think they're gonna have a good season. I still think they're gonna challenge City, but I
Yeah,
don't think they have an edge. I don't think they have that edge about them.
yeah.
I don't know. I think they just stagnant. You get what I'm
It's
saying?
a
I think they
mentality problem, It's the mentality problem.
no, I don't think it's the mental problem. I think it's the team. I think he should have went out and get an extra winger for backup Saka and Martinelli when these players are out of form, and then get a striker. People, Arsenal fans, stop thinking that Havertz gonna win in the league. Just because this is Havertz, he will score a goal, But you see him, it's when it matters, he will miss you the chances. So you cannot rely on Havertz. Havertz will make you think say you don't need a striker. He will make you think you don't need a striker.
I want to tell the Gunners people, man. And him come and tell you.
He will make you think say you don't need a striker, and then boom. But then look, City won the league. That's a John No Star. Remember the game there where Havertz missed the goal? I we should have won that match. That's exactly. We cannot see it happen over and over again. Go out and get an actual striker. Gabriel Jesus good for come off the bench. Havertz good for come off the bench. But they need that. I am so jealous of City when it comes to them, Ireland. Because if you watch a game against Chelsea and City today, to me personally,
Yeah,
if Ireland in a Chelsea jersey today, Chelsea win that game there. That's how simple it is.
yeah,
A quality striker can bring you over the line. We used to
yeah,
have it with Jagba, Anelka, Diego Costa was the last one. You see the 20 goals a season striker,
yeah, yeah.
very important.
Very
Very
important.
important. You get me? Because those players will turn up in some scrappy game, and bail it out. You get me?
Yeah.
Havertz is not going to do that. I'm telling you, when the rough gets tough,
So
when the rough gets tough,
13 Premier League goal last season.
that's not enough. You need at least 20. Ireland are clap 30. Ireland is slapping 30. How are you going to compete with that? I know they should.
Hey, people might tell us Harry Kane might score 20 at goal last season and boy top them can't win the league.
No, because my people are let him down behind him. You get what I'm saying?
But it's Arsenal team is a good team still. It's a very good team.
It's a good team. I think they're still gonna challenge City, but I don't think they did enough to push them over. You get me? I don't think they have the best defense in the league. I don't know why they signed Calafiori. I didn't think they really needed to do that. I think they should have keep that money, invest, and get an extra winger and an extra striker. They never need to do anything in their defense. They got the best defense in the league. To me, personally. That's my
I always think that they really need to sign a centre half, but it's not a position that need that emergency
no.
plugged in. It wasn't that position that the emergency plugged in.
No.
So I think Calafiori is a good player. You saw it in the Euros. He's a very good dynamic player that can play the left wing back, left inverted as a
He
left
didn't even
centre.
start. They didn't even need him.
But I mean, he's going to get his time as well. But hopefully, Mikel Arteta can get his team in tune for the rest of the next sets of game. Look, Arsenal fixtures looking like this, Daniel. Next game, they will play Aston Villa Park. That would be a tough game, brother. Bro, that would be a tough game. And then they will play Brighton. And then the big game, yeah, the London Derby. And then they will play Manchester City. So I think, they're going to have to be careful because when you look at Manchester City games that are coming up, Ipswich, West Ham, Brentford, Arsenal, Newcastle, Fulham, Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, Brighton. Those games are easy 3 points for Pep Guardiola team. So I think the first 6 games, the Gunners, it's a tricky first 6 games that they have. They have to they have to win all those games that's coming up. Yeah, including the Northland Derby before they played City, and they must beat City because this City team, it doesn't matter what happen behind the scene, who want to get injured, who want to leave the club. This City team will turn up when it really needed, and they have a striker that will give you goal. Yeah, they will, and they have some defenders that they will challenge for their life on that back line, and they have a manager that he don't keep up with the BS. Once he realized that, look, you need to move away from the system so the team can play a lot more better, he will do it. Him not play to make big decisions. You understand? You
Yeah.
know, but but you said Harvard, don't let the Harvard situation really trick you. But it's very important though for a striker to get off the mark, because I remember last season Harvard took around 7 to 10 games to get off the mark. He got that goal against I think it was against Bournemouth away, and he scored in that 8-1 minute. So I think it's very important for him, Bukayo Saka as well. But what happened to this Gunners team when Bukayo Saka doesn't play to his potential? Can Martinelli stepped up? Can
I'm
Jesus stepped up?
I'm not saying Havertz is not a good player. No. Like I'm a German fan. I watch Havertz. I used to play for Chelsea. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's not a. I'm not saying he's not a good player. No. I'm not saying he's terrible. What I'm saying is, I don't think he can able to win. I don't think he will put up the numbers to bring Arsenal over the line to win the league. You get what I'm saying? I think they need an elite striker to bring them over the line. I think Havertz, the max they're gonna get from Havertz this season, maybe at 10 goals. 10
But
goals. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
I don't think you're gonna have Havertz a score week in, week out. You get what I'm saying? He's just not that type of player. Very good player to have in your team. He will turn up.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
But
Every now and then.
how how would you approach a Mikel Arteta and a Edu telling Arsenal, telling those big guys who was calling the shots in terms of transfer, when an Arsenal team broke record, scored most scored ever in their Premier League history, 91 goals? How would you tell them to go out and sign a striker who is 80, 100 million? The striker that the Swedish striker was at Sporting Lisbon, Osimhen, players like that. How
Ivan
you
Tony.
like you influence Ivan Tony? How you influence those two guys that really making a big decisions at Arsenal Football Club? They scored 91 goals last season, just around 7 short from Manchester City. That they still need goals.
Look at your
I don't.
rivals.
I think Daniel.
Look at your
I think
rivals.
it's more than a goals.
No, look at your rivals. Look at your rivals. They you see that remember I can remember a couple games last season against City at Etihad when they went there and they defend the whole game.
And happy for
Maybe
the 1 point.
happy for the one fight. Maybe if you have a striker, a lead striker, a
Yeah.
ruthless man, get a one opportunity, boss it in it. You get what I'm saying? Aston Villa at home at the Emirates. They get so many opportunity. That game against West Ham. So many. I can more point out the game them where they lost. They went to Anfield against Liverpool. I can point out those type of games. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They went to the Old Trafford against United.
Aston Villa took the double over them last season.
Yes. And in those games, they have man like Havertz and Misita. Gabriel Jesus looks average.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, for you to win the league, you have to have a lead striker. You get what I'm saying? You have to have someone that put up numbers. Unless if you don't have an elite striker, that means say Saka going to score 15 goals, Gabriel Jesus is going to score 20 goals, and Martinelli is going to score 20 goals. Do you think they're going to do that? No. You're not gonna do
Nah,
that.
I don't see Martinelli as a man that want to score 20 goals a
Saka
season.
numbers gonna dead enough. Saka's with dead enough.
Yeah, Saka numbers will be there.
You know what I mean? So I think they need someone to bring them over the line.
But nah, like this Arsenal situation kind of it just strange. I have never seen this happen in the Premier League. Like a team played such good football on the pitch, scored 90 plus goals.
Liverpool do it before. Liverpool be going club and Liverpool and Man City go back and forth all these years.
Was that Liverpool team 2021, 2022 did really dynamic like this Arsenal team?
Better than Arsenal team by far. They have prime Salah, prime Mane, prime Firmino, prime Van Dijk.
Yeah, you're right. They but again, Firmino didn't score 20 plus goals.
And that team win the league. That team win the league, and that team win the Champions League.
Without a striker that give them 20 plus goals.
Firmino, but Firmino was a striker, but he was more like a false number 9.
Yeah.
You know, he was but Salah and Mane numbers was crazy. Salah and Mane numbers was crazy though. Them numbers was crazy after chat.
That's what I'm saying, man. The Arsenal situation, it's just strange. It's just strange. Like they scoring so many goals. You know, they're creating the amount of chance opportunity that Arsenal created. Yeah. And they still, but I mean, when you have a Pep Guardiola and Manchester City in the league,
I think if me and Arsenal, I go for Ivan Toney. He's he's not like someone who's just gonna stay up there. He will come. He able to play deep, hold up the ball. Go for Ivan Toney. Even though we wouldn't want Arsenal win the league, he's a Chelsea fan. We know want Arsenal win the league, but common sense would tell me, say, yo, if Arsenal want to win the league, go for Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney will give you a 20 goal a season. I'm guaranteed that.
Man U, Chelsea, Tottenham and Spurs. Which one of those teams do you think will break into the top 4? Because this is the top 4 talk now.
Biasly, Chelsea. Chelsea. No, all right. Let's be realistic. All right, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to back up why I say Chelsea. Chelsea have been missing Nkunku, Lavia. The whole team have been missing the whole season. We got back those players. Lavia was one of the best players on the pitch today.
Yeah,
Lavia.
I agree.
He was one of the best players today on the pitch.
I agree, Richard.
You get what I'm saying? If we got him back. I said Chelsea season don't start until next week. City, this was a write-off. I already knew, me guarantee so we're not going to lose this game today. I mean, know that. You get what I'm saying? If you look on Chelsea squad this season.
So you play conference qualification next?
Yeah.
Which part of the team you come from?
I don't know.
This team come from Switzerland. Servete. What the hell? This team finished 3rd behind Young Boys and Lugano, in the Swiss Super League last season. Wow. Finish over FC Zurich, boy. I never know you're playing Thursday, man. I see why you have a big squad. You need an airplane to move you around in England with that youth. When I heard the commentator say Chelsea has 43 players in their squad, they just trimmed down from 8 to 6 goalkeepers, from 15 central midfielder, from 19 central midfielder to 15. Wow, that squad is huge. But I think Maresca is smart. I see this Chelsea team played they have moment in the game. You understand? And I believe that if the third goalie and the administration can give Maresca, something to work with.
We just need a striker.
At 24, 25. Yeah?
We just need a striker. Chelsea don't need nothing than just a striker.
So all these players are signed, you still
no. Wait, so you think
still want a striker with all these players that are signed, you still need a striker again?
We still need a striker. Jackson is not it. Jackson is not it. Nicholas Jackson is not it.
Going.
Not gonna
the young kid from Barcelona.
No, he's too young. That's too much pressure to put on that kid.
Whisper.
Whisper got to stay fit first before we think about playing football again. No, but we need a striker. We need Osimhen.
So people, Chelsea have signed the most players under 23, around 36 players. And you still not buy an elite striker? What are we about to get Lukaku off the books?
They're trying to finalize it with Napoli.
Hey, a three of Napoli get from Ellis Ferreira today now?
You know what's crazy? They want Lukaku and we want Osimhen. Just give them, take him the man.
A three love. Only and Napoli get from Ellis Ferreira today now. Three now.
Come take a ball. Come take a knock on the door now.
You know who has strike for Conte? Giovanni Simeone, round there, and Raspadori come off our bench. A man like Anguissa will really get full up in a Premier League in a central midfield. So a problem. A problem already around Napoli.
I think if they get Lukaku, they'll be alright. They just need Lukaku.
I think Lukaku will why. But the thing so Lukaku would have bring Roma together, but I can't tell why. We see. I think the Osimhen and Lukaku thing going to come right down on the last transfer window.
Hopefully we can get him. Hopefully.
But bro, me tell you, try and get that striker. If not, Lukaku stay. Me say about 15 first team man run at the reserve Cobain training facility at training the under 21. 15 first team player around there. Gallagher me say around the
Sterling can put out statement to them. So, yo, Sterling time up. Sterling's time is up. I'm sorry. Sterling time is up. Sterling need to go. And get it. Sterling is on the highest. He's the highest player at the club. I think Sterling time is up. Sterling need to go.
I think I have this. Let me say something.
He hasn't seen, understandably, because it came out before the game kicked off, about an hour or so before the game kicked off. His representatives said he came back to conduct individual training. It's been a positive pre-season. The expectation was that Raheem would be involved in this weekend's fixture in some capacity. We look forward to gaining clarity on the new season, and until then, we'll continue to support Raheem's desire to start the new season positively. Daniel, you know him. Don't necessarily know his representatives. He will clearly be frustrated.
A Storage boy now.
Being part of the squad. Do you think this helps his cause, having this statement be put out there?
I want to say that I have a lot of love and respect for Raheem Sterling as a football player, as a guy. He's a young brother of mine. The timing's not great. It's not, but it's bad timing, to be fair. Especially on the day of the game. But
Daniel, what do you think? You think it's bad timing? What do you think?
They told Maresca tell him he's not selected in the starting level. Friday night. Maresca come out and said that.
Why?
And what mean why? There's the coach come there say you're in a team. What you want me man for do? You're not in my squad. You're not in my squad for
how much Premier League Raz win run a Manchester City?
So what I say?
The man looked sharp in the preseason.
No, Sterling was awful. Where you get that from? Sterling have ego. Thinking bigger than the thing. The coach say you're not playing, you're not in my start, you're not in my team. That is it. Why you put out statement before the game? Who does that?
So the statement come out.
Right. The starting level come out and then the statement come out.
Because Storage disagree with him. Because Storage,
what is wrong with these players?
Boy, Sterling, listen to what I say. Marvally wants some more money. Marvally club wants some more money. Well, Farmer club wants some money. Please accept the deal on Saudi Arabia and collect 600 grand a week. And go send some money down to Marvally, down to Kingston 20. So yeah, you them can get some money and fix up the field down there. Marvally go back to Premier League.
I thought if nobody want Saudi want him.
No, but yo, look, the situation though, the situation with Sterling, it's sad though, because of where Sterling is coming from. Of
It's not sad.
one of
It's
the
not
one of
sad.
the most elite
It's
wingers,
not
when he
sad.
was at Manchester City.
It's not. It's not sad.
Remember
It's not
Sterling
sad.
win the league for City now. I'm agreed upon the
Listen
bench
to
now.
me. Listen to me. Elite football is ruthlessness. We cannot have not a friend thing. If he's not good enough, Sterling have been inconsistent. He is on the most money at Chelsea. He is on 300 grand a week. You get what I'm saying? He have been inconsistent. He have been very inconsistent. One match in turn up, one match in the poor. You get me? He have been very frustrated to watch. He have not been a leader on the field. It's time to go. You get what I'm saying? Like the money when him and upon we might receive, him should have the best, him should have the more than Palmer. You get me? No man. Football are ruthlessness. If you're not perform, you need to go. We in our sport, we in our performance business.
Sterling a Jamaican born, right now. Enough is Sterling right now, yeah man. Sterling.
No, Sterling rich. Sterling rich. So we don't care about the money and nothing. We are talking about my team. We are talking about my team, Chelsea. Him need to go. Him not perform.
Sterling and the woman have big investment company.
People, watch out. I don't want to think, say, man, I want to think that man hates Sterling to back side. Watch out. I didn't hate Sterling. When I hate Sterling, When I hate Sterling, you need to go. I'm sorry. Time is up.
Yo, but I mean, look, we'll move on from we'll ship out from England right now. We are over France, because right now it look like there's a shift of the balance going to turn at France right now. Daniel, last season we are talking about the Uber Eats. The Uber Eats moved from McDonald's League. You could have never write this.
Them love them belly. I wish the federation love the federation love them belly, man.
Yo, people could have never write this. Last season from 2021 to 2022. No, from 2020 to 21, go right up to last season. Uber Eats sponsor the French league. And the man them, the league, Uber Eats that pay the French FA, the organizer FA, sponsor the league 19 million per season. That's a little bit of money that say 19 million euros, a little bit of money that annually, for sponsor the French league, for being the main sponsor, but I don't know what happened, but something went down, and then, but you can't write it. You cannot write the script. So from Uber Eats to McDonald's? No, brother man, you can't write this, man, brother man. Me don't know what the man about. It's a farmer's market, the man about it. So clearly, so reports coming from the Equip, one of the big major media company in France, have report that McDonald's going to sponsor they are the official sponsor for the league, for the French league. Reported that they're going to sponsor the league with 60 million annually for the next couple of seasons. So the money so the money 3 times X Uber Eats money, brother.
That's great.
So
that's good.
I don't know. Shift for the balance. No more Kylian Mbappe. Can Mason Greenwood be that next big star to overshadow? Especially when looking at Musa, Den Bailey. I see Mason Greenwood score 25 goals easily in this league.
Yes, I never. I think the last time I watched a French league game, I went Messi, Neymar,
yes,
Mbappe. They did it the first time.
Yeah.
I literally sit and watch a whole 90 minutes of a French football game just because of Mason Greenwood, and it was brilliant.
And look, people can't say, I want to look at either team. This team that finished second last season. I think second. They Brest is in the Champions League, bro. Brest is in the Champions League. So this is not someone called camouflage team. This is a team that you just couldn't write the script.
You get
The Cinderella story finished in the Champions League.
he's getting a lot of backlash and Twitter though. Like I mean, I see Fabitza post put him out say yo Mason couldn't have been performing tonight. Like people understand say what he did and what happened, but my God, man, people, they can't forgive. I move on.
Why?
It's
Why?
like people just want to crucify you. You
Hey,
don't make mistake. I not tell nobody how to feel or how to deal with things now. But Mr. Fabrizio put out in performance, yo, Mason gonna have done this today and in performance. And people are go at Fabrizio and say, yo, Fabrizio, why you pose a R? Why you pour R? You're not ashamed. I'm agent. I hear this, so put it out. Hey, come on, people. The youth do a mistake and the youth
and
apologize
and the man,
and think.
and the man, and girlfriend
We
have a
are
baby, and them still get
human.
together.
We are human beings. Jesus Christ, man. And move on. No? What's the problem? Leave the youth alone. At least you left
That,
England and like, come on, man. We make
hey,
mistake.
you realize, say Mason couldn't go back to England and play. You realize it.
No, because yeah, some people out there that's horrible. Them not have no forgiveness in them heart. Them just horrible. You get what I'm saying?
The
Like,
man
come on,
girlfriend forgive him.
we make mistake. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I forgive the youth. I'm young. I'm young youth. When they did it young. It's a horrible thing, but my God, man. Let it go,
All
man.
right. So the big question is, Marseille have won the French league 10 times. The last time they won it was back in 2010 when Didier Deschamps was a coach. And they have Ate Benafa, Sheru, they have Matthew Balbuena, they have these type of, I think they had Gabriel Heinze, was at the club at the time. So they have these really good squad in 2010 and a Didier Deschamps. You think Roberto De Zerbi, the Italiano, can bring pizza to the McDonald's store and carry it back to South France? Yeah. Um, Marseille was a big club. Marseille was a very big
I
club.
said still a big club.
Before Paris Saint-Germain, it was Leon used to win the league, and before Leon, Marseille won the league 4 times in a row: 89, 91, 92, and I think 93. 4 times in a row with that big team with Desai then. Where that you remember when and after that they get
Yeah.
caught up in the scandal, one of the biggest scandal in French football. But with with this team that Roberto De Zerbi is building at Marseille and that new signing that they made, why the player that they bought from Lens, a player that played in the Champions League as well, a player that scored loads of goals, for Lens. He was one of the young kid on the block in French football. A lot of Premier League clubs are looking at him, and for Marseille to get him, that's a big move. That's a big move, and I think if Marseille probably can get one more or two, if they can get just one more signing in that midfield, yeah,
Yeah.
they can close shop. But 2010 was the last time Marseille won the league under Didier Deschamps with the Mathieu Balbuena team, that superstar team. Yeah, can they do it this season? Because this Paris Saint-Germain team, Daniel, that I saw play against Le Havre on Friday, the big game coming up, The big game really coming up, May I tell you, the big game that Marseille, the two big games that I think is coming up in September next month. The big game is coming up. The big derby, Lyon versus Marseille. That's a big game. And the Paris Saint-Germain is so the Marseille and Lyon game is September 22 and October 27 against Paris Saint-Germain at the Stade, Orangeville, Dannemore. But I mean, Daniel, with no Champions League football, European football for Marseille, playing a game every 7 days, 6 days, their player will be fresh, with a very bright mind. A league that, very dominated by some of the best youngsters across Europe, some of the best youngsters, from North Africa, Algeria, Morocco, and some of the best African players them that's coming over, and it's not like a tough league like the English Premier League or the Italian Serie A, but with the likes of Kylian Mbappe, left Daniel, and the likes of Mason Greenwood coming in, and especially if he going to continue this red hot farm for Marseille, it's just bringing more eyes to the French league, and it will bring more competition, for Paris Saint-Germain, and I think Monaco also won on the weekend as well. Monaco will be right up there with Paris Saint-Germain. This league is up for grab this season, especially no Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think Deserby, good coach. You see what they
Yeah.
did at Brighton, and they I say I've been signing a lot of good players as well, and I don't think PSG have that fear again. Like, I
Yeah,
don't think they
yeah,
got that
that
fear.
cutting edge. I think that cutting edge
Yeah,
is not
I
there.
don't think they have that fear. And over the past couple of years, you have a once in a while you have a team just pop up and just
In
win
the
the league.
first league, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was
Then
Lens.
even
It was Lens last season, and now it was Lens a couple seasons back, and then it's Brest last season.
yeah. So people might say, oh, the PSG dominate, which they does, but they always have this old team that's win it. Monaco did it.
Yeah, Monaco
So
did it.
yeah, I wouldn't
Did
surprise if
Pochettino
Marseille.
last the league? Did Pochettino last that French league?
Yeah, yeah. He did one. He lost the first league. Yeah, his
You know,
first, his first, his first season he did lose the French league, but
Daniel, that's why I beat Boza. Boza go on league where it's not very competitive. It's competitive in its own rights. Every league is competitive in its own rights. But I was expecting Boza to score goals for Claremont Foot. And I was expecting Boza to score loads of goals, probably like 10 goals for Claremont last season. Yeah? And attract somebody in like remember Jonah Flemings got signed for Toulouse from USL when Toulouse was in the French league there, the second division. So I was like, okay, this is a very big move for Boza. Do really good damage in the Belgian Pro League, got that contract at Sparta, then got an opportunity to play against, his best game, it was against Lyon, where they won 2-1. He
yeah,
played against Paris Saint-Germain, where I think he missed a sitter. You played against like Marseille, you play teams like, Rennes, you play teams like Brest, like the big teams in the French league. You coming up, and you have to say like, not even one club in the French league want him back. 'Cause I think Bosa have the quality to dominate and score goals in the French league. I think pretty dominated by big strikers, the body, and I think you just need to work on his end product. But why? It's sad, but yeah, people, we are gonna focus more, not the Uber Eats, but the McDonald's. Hey, eat McDonald's.
I mean,
The McDonald's.
McDonald's in years.
Yo, yeah, what can I say? All the man that write the script from Uber Eats. That Uber Eats to McDonald's.
Somebody, somebody on that board love food. That's all me can say. They are a food person. Clearly,
Yeah, yeah,
clearly at the market that they want to look for. What them can get from that type of the market then. So
yo,
they
me
might get
say,
they might get the bag, so that's all matters.
over 100 million man, the man will get in the next 3 years, man.
No, that's
Yeah, but look, I think I didn't answer this question though. With the likes of Killian left the league, I think Mbappe, Dembele is the starling in the French league, the talent, most talented player. The thing, as I was saying, if Mason can continue this type of form, this trajectory where he started out, and I think Mason is the the first player to score such a quick goal on his debut for Marseille in the league as well. So that's a history, that's a record for him in his own rights. You think he can attract the eyes that people used to look at the league when Kylian and Mbappe used to do that, because they're going to like, okay, this is the R guy, as according to the report, this is the R guy. Yeah, you think he can attract those type of sponsors and those type of eyes on the numbers looking over in the French league, especially if they giving Paris Saint-Germain a run for their money.
Yeah. People, football fans are very, very, very easy for flipping now. I think once Mason just start perform and just start score be a goal,
Yeah.
you know, fans will come back, as you may say. Once he just score be a goal, and fans will come back. So I think he can be the face of the league and things. So it's just that the fact that the opportunity is there now. I think expect him to start in every game, perform, do the right thing, stay out of trouble. You get me? Stay off. Don't watch what I say online. You get what I'm saying? That can be a distractive. Just focus and do what you need to. But I think his potential is up there. You get what I'm saying? I always say at United, man, this kid, he is
Well, a lot of question mark was around when Ole brought in Mason and sell Lukaku.
Yeah, man. Mason potential is ceiling compared to Rashford is high because this guy he is good with both foot. You get what I'm saying? Like he can strike the ball. He's skillful. He's technical. His ability. And one thing I started to realize with him, I remember he was at United. He was very selfish. Very selfish.
Yeah.
I started to see him. He's getting changed up a little bit. He started to share the ball. He started to share the ball.
I think maturity.
Yeah, maturity, So I think he would be, for me personally, I'm going to know for sure, say, yo, and I just me alone are tuning in just to watch Mason. Just because he's over there. Just one puppy. We used to do it when he was at Getafe. We used to tune in and watch Getafe again just because of him. Because I know this kid. Not because he linked with Jamaica to come represent Jamaica, but the kid is talented. I'm wanting him to do good. I'm willing to forgive him. Because the time when the thing they come out, I was like, damn. But we forgive him because I understand that he was young. At the end of the day, we have to give people a second chance in life. You get what I'm saying? But as far as him be the face of the league, of course, sponsor will come back in. Trust me, people don't once you're performing on the field, trust me, people will forgive you.
What may I say? If and whenever he put on that black, green, and gold, will he be a legend? Will he be you think he has that potential where CONCACAF will just be too easy for him? Will he be a legend for the Reggae Boys for the next 5-6 years? Of course, he's gonna be a legend.
Of course, but that's the problem. See, the main problem for me is what for England now come back. That's the problem. What England does not come back. That's my thing. I don't think he's not I think otherwise an injury can affect him career and something. Yeah. I think it's England as far as to get him to Jamaica. If England do come back, that's the problem. Because end of the day, England with the Yasso, as much as people don't want to hear it, with the Yasso, England the Yasso.
Yeah, man.
You get what I'm saying?
The gap is
far.
Big. The gap is huge.
So we have to just hope that England no come back and England just focus on soccer, focus on all them Monday, and just leave with Mason. As the man says. So I don't think nothing will stop him. He can become a legend, Can you imagine? Can I imagine a team with Mason, Bailey, and them are in there with Whisper up top? Jesus.
Omar Hutchinson.
Omar Hutchinson. Can you imagine a team?
That Friday, This frightening.
We just need to get the World Cup. That's all I care about still.
What may I say? Two more things, on Mason that I want to say. It's so ironically that Daniel, two of United last big name that called in the academy, they are Jamaican. Ravel and Mason Greenwood. A lot of people didn't really talk about Marcus Rashford, And a lot of people didn't really mention Jesse Lingard and all these guys. I remember just when Sir Alex Ferguson about to retire, he used to mention like some young kid that's coming up. And after that, when he retired, I think it was the end of David. I think it was the end of David Moyes going into the Louis Van Gaal era. He done an interview with the MUTV and he has said there is this young kid in the academy who is Macy Greenwood. He said whenever the world see this player, yeah, and a lot of people, I don't hear a lot of people talk about that interview as well. It was done at MUTV. Back then, I used to crazy about Manchester United. Everything about Manchester United. I watch Manchester United TV daily. All the rebroadcast matching. And he has said that, about him, that this young kid in the academy is going to be the next big name. And he has said it in Ravel. So it's just so crazy that, two of the last big names that left the United Academy, they have Jamaican heritage. That shows you that, Jamaican roots is just spread all over England. And the next question, I want to ask you this. With Mason put on that black, green, and gold, you think CVM or TVJI Sportsman should be bringing the French League on TV? Just Marseille games only?
Of course, of course, that will be that will that would be something big. That would be something big for the country. I think we have to get that license from ESPN to bring broadcast the Premier League because we
Yeah.
are barely one of the biggest player in the Premier League, one of
Uh-huh.
the best player in the Premier League. So of course, never say never.
Yeah.
It's all about business and endorsement and put out the product out there. You get what I'm saying?
Because I
Uh,
think people will consume watching that game.
of
Marseille
course,
game.
of
I
course.
think people will consume.
We Jamaican love football, So
Yo,
I don't think
we're crazy over Mason Greenwood, brother. And Leon Bailey, Hey, brother, in that space of what we did. Welcome, Lovers Network. Big up yourself. In that space of what we did, the YouTube space. You say one thing about Bailey, people attack you. Yeah, man. One thing about Leon, but you don't know our players them. I'm glad to see that, Daniel, look, our players them I get that reach there in the space of football. 20 years ago, we never really have that reach, with the global space, So I think, with the players them that who born in England, is helping to push that as well. Really appreciate, we don't want to talk about a reject player, it's our heritage player. Those players were inherited in Jamaica from their parents. You understand? It doesn't matter if them are some third generation, them grandparents was the one that came from Jamaica from the Windrush and their grandparents come to England and start to have kids and then them kids they start to have kids. Them are Jamaican, everybody are Jamaican. When a Mexican in America, when you say him is a heritage player, a heritage player, anything like that, he's a Mexican. When a Chinaman come he's a Chinaman. You get what I say? So I mean, you know, we're going to move away from that, just before we finish up. We have like 5 minutes left. Daniel, boy, Mr. Barcelona have a squad around 317-year-old night. I think one of them start in the midfield. I think his name is Casado, and the next young kid, I think his name is Merlan, something like that. The La Masia is back because when you look on Spanish football, probably 15 years ago when they were dominating the space of the international space, the World Cup, the back-to-back Euros, they had so many players in the Spanish team, and you have players from Valencia, players from the lower teams in the La Liga. It wasn't really predominated by Real Madrid players. What you think? Who you think really started this La Masia thing? Is it like Xavi Hernandez? Like, look, we need to bring back. At one point, La Masia was dead. Spanish football was dead for
no
the last for the
Pep.
yeah for the last couple of years. Spanish football was
You
dead.
can say you can say Frank Rijkaard.
Now, I say like, who you think brought back life over the last few years? Is it
Oh,
Xavi
Shabby.
Hernandez?
You can say Shabby. Yeah, you can say Shabby. You can say
Brought
Shabby. Shabby.
so many young kids coming through now.
Coleman did kind of bring a couple players too.
Yeah, Coleman brought through some youngsters,
Yeah.
but Xavi's the one that really started like, look, these players can start in the Catalonia team.
Yeah. I remember I was looking at Barcelona midfield yesterday. I'm not sure. How would I do with you there? How would I come from?
One of them are 17, and I think it's Casado. You know, you have Casado and Bernal. You know, those two young players in the squad yesterday, and you know, you have to give Xavi Hernandez a lot of credit, but the Galactic Cup. You think? What do you think? You think this front line is better than the BBC?
No, no,
Did
but
it,
they're capable.
what's the difference? What's the difference with Vinny, Mbappe, and Rodrigo? I'm not even putting Bellingham into this. Bellingham, with Gareth Bale, Benzema, Ronaldo. What's the big difference? Is that BBC have a much more cutting edge to it?
No, I think you know what's crazy? All six of these players, they're all different. If you
Yeah.
really look at it, they're all different. Ronaldo, different breed. Gareth Bale, different breed. Benzema was an actual. He out of all six of them, was the actual out and out number 9. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Mbappe, generation talent, wants to play on the left wing. Vinny, good player, become a very good superstar over time. Wants to play on the left wing.
Rodrigo.
Some would say Rodrigo's best position is on the left. You get what
Through
I'm
the
saying?
middle.
Or through the middle.
Say every time when Rodrigo played last season on the left, he performed at his best.
Yeah, I think, but when he was in Brazil, he used to play through down the middle. Yeah, he was playing like a
Like
false number. Yeah,
left to the middle.
but I think Ancelotti, if there's any coach in the world who I know will get it right, it's Ancelotti. He know what to do. Remember last season? Remember the season before they lost Benzema? And everybody thought, well, they need a striker, they need a striker. What they did? He played with a diamond midfield. You get what I'm saying? I don't think front players is the problem for me. For Real Madrid, I think it's the midfield. Losing Toni Kroos was crucial.
Yeah, I think,
Because Toni Kroos used to control the game, he could slow it down, used to play the ball. And he was a playmaker as well. You get
Toni
what I'm
Kroos,
saying?
why? Toni Kroos, me don't know. That man is not like a human, brother, in the midfield. Do you understand? That man is not, that man, say, just by Toni Kroos in that midfield, it helped Casemiro a lot as well. Not by losing the ball, not like, let teams running off in terms of transition, and then you have a player, the magician, the Croatian magician, Luka Modric. That Real Madrid team with the BBC, I think it stand. Yeah, I think it's right up there. I think they have not overachieved. My apology on that. They didn't overachieve. They achieved to the best of their ability. It's just that they didn't manage to win enough La Liga. But when you look at the team, Daniel, with back in the early 2000s with the Zidane, Ronaldo, Figo, who else was on that team? Roberto Carlos. That team was a massive. That team was a giant team back in the early 2000s. But when you look at it, they didn't really do well. They didn't really do well. Why is that Real Madrid down since 2000, in the 2000 era? Why is that Real Madrid don't win a lot of La Liga? Why is that they win more Champions League than La Liga?
Because Champions League is their pedigree. I don't think they care about La Liga. I think Champions League is what they Champions League is what
What they prioritize?
they prioritize. To me, I think La Liga is secondary. You get what I'm saying? I think Champions League bringing the most revenue. You get what I'm saying? Champions League is the most prestige tournament in a club level. You get what I'm saying? If you ask me what me want, if before I retire, what I love to win, is either the Champions League or the World Cup.
How much they win? 4 in a row or 3 in a row?
3 in a row.
That's unreal, bro.
They prioritize Champions League. Like that's why they never won the treble. Because they used to put out the weakest team in the Copa del Rey. And you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all they care about.
You see Barcelona challenge right to the end? Or you see Real Madrid league?
No, I think Real Madrid gonna get it together. And then I'm just gonna click on this, run away with it. I think Barcelona
give them another season. Give them another season with Flick.
They were struggling yesterday.
Valencia didn't took their chances in the
they
first
just didn't take their chances. Yeah. I think Barcelona are gonna struggle. Defensively, they're all over the place. Martinez is horrible.
Yeah,
Horrible
Inigo
defender.
Martinez. I don't know, man. Inigo, he's like Barcelona need some center half. They need that leadership in the back. Like they need that. The young Spaniard Kubarsi, he's good, but he's not there as yet.
Yeah.
But I think that's where they're going to be lacking quality in the center half position this season. I mean, I'm looking forward to the El Clasico. I did want Nico Williams to go to Barcelona to give them that extra strength, that boost with Danny Olmo. You predict that it would be a runaway season for Real Madrid. The Bundesliga, I think, will kick off next week. You see Xavi Hernandez, Xavi Alonso doing it again.
Uh I think they will. I think they will compete, but I think Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich will be better this season. I think Vincent Company
Yeah.
people. I think people underestimate what Vincent Company capable of, but I think they will. I think they will be improved. They can't be anybody worse than last season.
Goretzka
They
is
can't.
complaining about he need his chance to prove Vincent Company that
But
after
that's what
Vincent
I'm
Company.
saying. But that's what I'm saying. Um, these players are still. But that's the thing. When these manager job is on the line, so they
Yeah.
come in and then decide, say, listen, you're not in my plan. You need to figure it out with the agent. You get what I'm saying? I just say, go.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's ruthless. It's harsh.
Yeah.
Business is business. I just say,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I see, Leverkusen is the main threat for Bayern Munich this season. I think, Daniel, I think this season, trust me, I think the Italian Serie A is going to be competitive this season. I think
Yeah.
the Italian Serie A is going to be competitive this season. I saw Thiago Motta have called back the American in the squad, McKenny to reinforce him back into the squad. But the Italian league, man, that game that you said you watched the Inter game that
Mm.
you watched with Jet, 2-2 draw, Milan came back from 2-0 down in the last 2 minutes before added time to score 2 goals. You know, it's hopefully I can, hopefully them really can do something, new coach, new players. I think AC Milan kind of lack that Brahim Diaz, that number 10, that cutting it in the midfield. I think they need that. Rafael Leo, he got so many opportunity in that game against Torino. He just couldn't put it away. But you could see that just his guile, his agility just to glide past player. You could see the talent, but I just don't know
I
what
think
is really. I don't
I
know
think
what is really holding him back.
I think he's gonna be one of those players where he just never live up to his
Just
full potential. I
like
think
when
he's
he's on the
gonna be.
ball, he's so good.
I don't know. I like him, but I think he's just gonna be one of those players where he just. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. It's just.
Somebody said about Dortmund. Dortmund made the Champions League final. What did the coach left?
Yeah, they have been.
Thursday left, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing with Dortmund. You went to the Champions League and then you lost your coach. I don't know, man. I'm not. Look. You remember that day when Dortmund get the leave for win for the last day?
G, you
Me
can't
give
bet.
up.
You can't
Me
bet a life.
give up on.
If you bet
Give
a
up
life
on
on,
Dortmund.
if you bet a life on Dortmund, you're going to lose your life. You cannot. No.
Brother, me give up on that, man. Brother, the man them have the league for win after I think Augsburg. I think it was Augsburg did that beat Bayern Munich on the day. And the man them have the game in them and the man goes, brother, you can't call it brother for that, man, brother. I mean I know. They make it to the Champions League final, yes. And it was a good run, like what they did in 2013, when they played in the Wembley Stadium, so I don't know. I see Xabi Alonso, challenging Bayern Munich right to the end. I think it's going to be a 2 horse race. I see them, competing in the champion. But can he do it Champions League and Bundesliga again? But hopefully, but before we go forward right now, the prediction, of the Italian Serie A, what do you think? You think Inzaghi got it again with Inter Milan? They just too good enough? Turan and Lautaro Martinez just signed a new deal just to win it.
Yeah, I think Inter is too. Even though they draw yesterday, but I was watching the team. I think Turam, he have improved.
Yeah, Turam has
He
improved. Turam
have
has improved.
improved.
Turam
Very.
has improved.
There was Chelsea was playing Inter the other day in preseason. He looked really good. Yeah, I think Inter still favorites for me. I think they're still favorites for me.
Can the big question that will be surrounding in the calcio paper in Italy? Can Thiago Motta improve Juventus? Can Antonio Conte travel Inzaghi? Compete with Inzaghi? Can Daniel De Rossi? I think they drew with Caligari 0-0 today. Can those three managers get the best again? Can De Rossi compete like what he did last season? To put back some re-energy back into the Roma team, like what Jose did. So it's going to be a very interesting season. I think for the last, you can agree or disagree, over the last 4 years after the COVID, the Italian Serie A, when Romelu Lukaku was at Inter, the league has improved massively. Like the competitiveness around the space is really getting better and better. It's just like what we used to saw back in the early 2000s, when you have the AC Milan, when you have the Juventus team. You understand? You think it's more competitive or start to get competitive since COVID have ended?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think they started. You could look at the previous European knockout stages. You see
Yeah.
a lot of Italian
That's not
teams.
Italy. Not he said all the European tournaments, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's getting competitive, and I was watching the game. I've never really used to, but then like no, recently I wasn't in. I never really watched too much of last season, but I want to start to get
Yeah.
back to start watching
Inter
the
kind
games.
of Inter kind of took the win out of the league just
Yes,
by
yes, yeah, yes, and and I started to enjoy about the Italian league. I remember back in the day we used to watch it when we'd have Jose back then, and I think, but it's the quality start to get back improved, and yeah, looking forward to watch a lot of Italian games this season. Are you do that?
yeah, huh? No.
No, no,
Go on
no.
Premier League. All that change. All that change. What
Mm,
people really appreciate everybody, man. The big Premier League logo as the Premier League kicks off September the 15th. Hey Daniel, boy, Mount Pleasant has signed like Chelsea, brother. The man then
mm.
just as brother. I don't know when the man then get so much money, brother. Brother, I don't know where the man then get so much money for that boy. No worry, man. The junglers have something for them, man. Yeah, the junglers have something for them in their Caribbean Cup. You know, but people, we are signing off, and I really appreciate everybody, for continue supporting, the chat. It's the Easter for the CONCACAF players to go to Italy easier. Yeah, I think you have to understand, Italy is kinda, it's very tactical, very tactically, but it's kind of a systematic. I know these Italian coaches want to play, especially the new waves of Italian coaches are like Thiago. I would say Thiago Motta is Thiago. I think Thiago Motta is like an Italian.
Brazil,
What? Yeah, Brazil. Right? I think. Yeah.
Italian slash Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah, so the new waves, if you look at the new waves of Italian manager, what's that manager Spalletti, Thiago Motta, Roberto De Zerbi, you see Daniel De Rossi, um, even the
Enzo
coach that
Maresca.
Enzo Marcia, even the coach that coaching Atalanta, he's a older age, but you could see that how he changed his philosophy. Look at Atalanta is a high energy. It's like these Italian managers play with cubes of the cubes in the midfield. You understand? It's not triangle anymore. So I think the US they fit right in that, but they're not really dominating the space. Christian Pulisic has scored goals and he have broken that Kaka record, that he have set in 2008, 2009, I think. He broke that as well for scoring double figures, I think, from the midfield era. But I think the rest of that, Italian managers are really good. you could give them that, but it's just not transition. It's just not transition into this national team. It's just not there as yet. You know, see that. You remember when they win the Euros, at Wembley, that bite, that Spinazzola and De Lorenzo upon the wing.
I
You
think
could see, yeah.
they lose that spine from
Yeah.
Bonici and Cleanly, they lose that
Insigne,
spine.
Insigne
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, they lose that spine, but
People, we have come to end of the show. Really appreciate. You get what I say? So I'm gonna trip out right now. So
that is it.
yeah, man, people, that is it, man. Bless upon yourself. Is it? We out.